The other way around. No! No! Seriously! It's the possessed demon child! Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, Gatful Mason. Welcome back to another episode of The Letter. Now I know last time we ended off finishing Marianne's story, which was just such a cliffhanger. Because she's in the dungeon down there. I don't know if she's gonna die or if she's dead or whatever. It's like Zach's story. Like, I don't even know. So we're gonna continue. I think this next one is Rebecca's story. Becca, the teacher. So without further ado, Gatful Macy with The Letter. See you guys at the end of the video. Right, let's do this. Yeah, so... Oh shit, I didn't even notice that, dude. Did you see that? Did you see how she changed into the blonde chick? Oh my god, that was like for a split second. I didn't even notice that before. Okay. Rebecca. Now we're on Rebecca. This is how it begins, or so they say. With a gentle wind drifting through wide open windows, muffled laughters and footsteps fading behind empty hallways in the light of the afternoon sun. Soon there'll be a call, a crossing of thresholds into the unknown. Maybe we are off to some grand adventure or diving into another gripping mystery. One can't really tell. For all I know, a hero might even come sweep me off my feet if I'm lucky.
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
I can agree with you, Rebecca. Yeah. But this is far from one, isn't it? A riveting tale, that is. Oh, we're in the school now. Okay. Are they gonna show us when she sees is this where she sees Bella before she goes off to the mansion? Admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I had imagined as a child. If I weren't so stubborn and too passionate about the whole idea, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it's always the kids that make it worthwhile, isn't it? That's a teacher right there. You know, is passionate about their jobs. Teaching kids. Me, on the other hand, I wouldn't want to teach kids because I don't like naughty kids. It's just a part of who I am. Mother hen, she calls me, and then says and does the same thing right after. It's not that I'm unused to being on the receiving end of other people's worries, or I feel any sort of apprehension over fretting. If I am to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute, then act like a responsible adult the next. But there's a dissonance there, both in her actions and words. Although she may not look like it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer one way or another, I know these troubles have weighed down on her lately. Her face says it all, that big numpty. Hey, phone's ringing. A small frown forms in my lips when the screen lights up and an unknown number flashes. For a long second my thumb hovers over the answer button. Even the voice that responds once I do accept the call is wholly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Oh, goodness. Finally it connects.
Who is this?
Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Yes, speaking. Who is this?
Oh, sorry. Rose Cooper.
Rose!
Realty Corporation.
Rose, I still miss you.
Briar Realty? Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Armengard Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier.
Oh, this is after she comes. Okay.
Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wastes no time relaying everything. The details she provided are admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get a gist of gist of what happened. Jeez, my English. It isn't the bad sort I'm expecting, though still worrying. Especially with words panic attack and pale looking a bit sickly woven together in one foreboding sentence. But as quickly as the services are stomped down on their edge to demand answers right there and then. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters all throughout. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances she just said a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxbourne. I really don't want her going off on her own. I'd do it myself, but well, you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
The faint hum of conversation echoes from her end. It sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you'll expect from a regular open house. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxbourne's outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive away from the comforts of a city? But from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about this sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer of help before, I think I do now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. It can be difficult when they want to be. Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright?
Right.
I shouldn't be too hard to miss.
No problem.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Ah, I'll second that.
Oh, believe me, I know. Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
The whole thing ends on a surprisingly pleasant note. We're going to Luxbourne now. Right. Oh, it's another picture. Even on a rush, getting everything in order before leaving takes nearly a good quarter hour. By the time I make it out of the classroom, the commotion has already died down, dwindling to mere echoes and distant laughters. From the nearby room, melodies from a rehearsing band drifts freely into the air, filling the almost empty hallway with their warm, lively tunes. Any other day I'll stop, bask in the music and enjoy what little peace it brings. Not today, however. My steps are brisk and sure as I march to Edward Hall's exit. The sooner I confirm Isabella's okay, the sooner I can shake off this niggling feeling. For one reason or another, that single call, of all possible things, has thrown everything off kilter. I'd rather this be over with as quickly as possible. So much that I nearly barrel over a student in my haste. Oh, Jesus. Though perhaps it's really the other way around. No! No! Seriously! It's the possessed a demon child! When I look down, a set of eyes bright and hopeful stare back at me. Don't believe them! Her arms are wrapped around my waist like a vice, and at my attention a grin spreads over her face. Buenas tardes, Miss Pink.
Hello, Kylie. You know, you aren't supposed to run into people like that.
Sorry, Miss Pink. Why is she not talking? She listens a hold on me, but not a hint of guilt or regret appears on her. If anything, it seems the remark only amused her. A smile appears on my face before I can help it, matching the one on her own.
Just remember not to do it again, alright? You could get hurt.
You sound like my mama when she's scolding Rowan, Miss Pink.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? Aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long. But he promised to buy me jelly babies today if I keep what he's doing a secret from Mama and Papa.
What is he doing?
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
She shakes her head, both her hands going to her mouth as if to keep a precious secret from spilling out.
I made a promise.
Is he a part of a cult? Is this what it is? Is a cult at the school? I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
He said it's for Tia Luke.
Why's your voice weird?
Oh, something like a gift?
Like a deal.
Did you hear that? Her voice is like weird now.
Tio promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
Uh-huh. Right.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, all right?
It's not. Cross my heart.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust you there.
My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so.
All right.
Do you want to see? I drew one earlier at class.
No, I don't have time for that. Sorry.
Is that why you're here?
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she does.
Oh, oh no. I can't stay right now, Kylie.
Her face falls immediately after the words are out. A small part of me feels responsible for that crestfallen look, but as much as I want to stay a little longer, there's another place I need to be at right now. Yes, please, you're irritating me. Go away. Come on, child. Go irritate that chick over there. Go show her your drawing.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time. Why don't you drop by again next week? After class? I'll even make sure to wait for you. It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier, and I'm the only one she has here.
What about her mama and papa?
I don't have the words.
Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part? That's where they are.
Yeah, that's far. So,
Oh, just like Takako.
yeah.
Who?
My friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast. But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore.
Why are we still standing here, bruh?
Melody says it's weird I talked to her, but I think she's just shy.
Why are we still here? Tell the little chick to sort off or something and let's go, man.
They could be good friends too. Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
I can't, please.
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Takako's just lonely. If she needs more friends, she
Right.
won't be anymore.
Okay.
Is your friend like that too?
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
Why are we still here?
Okay, you can go to her.
Thank
I'll just
you.
show you my drawing next time.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Thank you. Remind me to buy you a huge glass of parfait, all right?
Parfait.
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so.
Uh-huh.
A small one is okay.
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
If it is a real friend, that is.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
Please don't tell me your friend is the ghost.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
I don't like it.
London Bridge is falling down.
Oh,
falling
no.
down.
I don't like this.
London Bridge
Please,
is
let's
falling
move
down.
on.
My-
If she had popped up with a jump scare for Rebecca right there, I think I would have keeled over, I swear. No. Please don't let that little kid come back. Please. I can't. I can't do little kid murderous thingy, you know, where you know when you get those movies where it's like little kids and they're killing people like Chucky or whatever. No, I don't like it. I don't like it because they're just smaller than you, and then they look cute and they look deceiving, but when you turn your back on them, they're gonna stab you in the back. I'm just saying, okay? I've watched a lot of horror movies. Right, we're at the mansion now. Great. Unlike Luxbourne, the estate and the nearby Anselm village stand as its complete opposite, living and breathing the songs of the old whispers of a once booming haven lingering in the air. Contemporary conveniences aside, it's a place I'm glad modernization hasn't wholly touched.
It's just a shame the locals know more of the silly hearsay than the history itself. If I could only knock some sense into these people.
Please, can you shed some light on that history, because I would love to know. Sadly, complaining is all I cannot afford to do, as much as I want to give them a piece of my mind. It isn't why I'm here. I don't think these rich types will appreciate getting a lecture from me either. I have as much business with them as they have with me. With a heavy sigh, I give myself one last second to take in the scenery before heading up the main entrance. Great. Most of the guests are already heading out, though some still linger. It's mainly just to take photos of the house's facade or its various rooms. I pause for a moment, scanning the small crowd gathered at the foyer, looking for any sign of that familiar ponytail among the sea of hats and heads.
No sign of her.
No sign of the other staff or Miss Cooper either. I can certainly look for Isabella on my own, but in a place this big? I'd be lucky if I didn't end up lost or find her before we need to meet with Zachary and Ash tonight. Isabella Santos. Okay, she's phoning her. If she doesn't answer, I can still try contacting Miss Cooper. Let's contact Miss Cooper then. It's ringing! It just keeps ringing. Not a second later, a click sounds from the other end.
Hello? Isabella? Miss Cooper called earlier and...
Dude, I just got chills. I did not expect it to pop off so soon.
Isabella? Belle? Are you alright?
Without any warning, the call gets cut off. But above the noise cutting through the mute air remains the faint cries of a woman. I can hear it, man. Dude, I'm getting goosebumps, dude. From beyond the foyer, my hand falls to my side as I cast a wary look around, waiting for someone to come running. Surely I can't be the only one here hearing this. Can you hear it, man? There must still be some staff hanging around checking things out, but no one does. Not even when her sobs torn more frantic and anguished.
Excuse me? Hello? Who's there?
Who's there?
Isabella? Isabella? Is that you?
No answer. Growing anxious, I amble over where her cries come from. Don't follow it! Each step slow and cautious towards the door on the other end of the room. While I'm far from someone who readily gives into fear or stories lacking factual basis, the vague, restless feeling I have earlier immediately returns to me. And despite myself, my heart begins to race and my breathing quickens.
Belle, it's me. Miss Cooper called. Is everything okay?
Abruptly, all of it stops. My whole body tenses, mouth dragging in a ragged breath, ears straining for any other sound yet to come from the other side, but nothing follows. Instead, the quiet only lends itself to the heavy tension in the air, as if every small movement will disturb the fragile stillness hanging in the room. I wait for another second, then with caution, I reach for the knob. My fingers barely graze the brass handle when a hand falls on my shoulder.
Excuse me.
Oh, Jesus!
I am so sorry.
Rose!
To startle you.
My thoughts are with you always, Rose. It's upsetting.
No, it's...
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Oh, no, I'm fine. This is probably just some cold.
Do you need to sit down?
No need. I'm actually looking for a friend.
Well, I'm not really sure if your friend would still be here. We're actually about to close the open house in a few minutes, ma'am.
No worries. She's not a guest here. She works for Briar Realty. Miss Cooper called me earlier. In fact, I'm also looking for her.
Recognition flashes in her eyes and her worried expression dissolved into a smile at once. It's all I need to know that I don't have to look elsewhere or venture deep into the mansion on my own. In some way, I'm not too keen on the latter right now.
Oh, Miss Rebecca Gales, is it?
Yes. Sorry if I'm a bit late.
It's not a problem. I was busy with the open house and a few clients anyway. It's actually a good thing you came when you did. Let's see. Isabella should be here somewhere. I told her to stay put earlier. Girl never listen.
Rose? Rosie? May I have a minute? There's just this one little thing before we go.
My God, it's Hannah!
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there in a few. Sorry, could you give me a second? I have to...
Don't worry about it. I understand. I can wait a few more minutes. Clients, right?
You won't hear anything from me. Priorities, you know? But if you want, you can stay at the parlor in the meantime. I think we have a few refreshments left.
No, thank you. I'm going out with a few friends after this. Isabella's supposed to join us too. But that depends on how she's doing, of course.
Alright, this won't be long, I promise.
Yes, they're all here. Rose, who is sadly not with us anymore because that makes me sad. Marianne, who I don't know what has happened to her. She is in the dungeon below, so I don't even know. Okay, that rhymed. That was unintentional. There's Hannah, who's pregnant. We all know that by now. And Luke. We don't know Luke's story yet. I think he's the last chapter. Or is Ash the last chapter? It's either him or Ash. I don't know. One of them discovers the truth. And I can't wait until we get there. I hope Rebecca discovers some kind of truth. A couple or siblings. That was quite well put there. Because they do look kind of like siblings there. And another woman, probably their secretary. Either way, they look no different from the other guests. All three of them primly dressed, albeit in a manner significantly similar than the others. No frills, no extravagance of any form. But their gestures and movements alone speak volumes of their ingrained lifestyle.
Tomorrow? First thing in the morning?
Yeah?
First thing in the morning, ma'am.
Very well. We'll have our lawyers prepare everything as soon as possible. Let's make this whole thing easier for everyone, shall we? Just let me know if there's anything you need from me. You know how to contact me, yes?
Got your mobile number saved here already.
Good. It's just a matter of time then.
It's a brief moment, a fleeting shift of my
Long day
eye.
for us, Marianne.
As long as you're positive, we won't be having any problems by that time. You can count on my team.
You worry too much. Let me handle those things. Do be thrilled, though. I imagine it's not every day you get projects like this,
And the instant I turn my gaze on him, I see it.
Oh, I'm certain Mint's ecstatic, Buttercup.
What? Huh?
Aren't you, Marianne?
What was that? That was weird, bruh.
You know, we could all celebrate this with a few drinks. Why don't we? In fact, there's this really excellent Irish pub I visited a few days ago.
What is he doing? Looming, hovering over his shoulders, drawn to him like a moth to a flame. A dark blur. No, A shadow.
I think I'll pass on that, sir. I have more important matters to attend to.
Hannah, love, she's busy.
What the fuck is on with their voices, man?
What a shame. You never let me do anything fun.
What is up with their voices? But as I try to make sense of it, a heavy feeling descends over my whole body. Please don't! It happens without warning, forcing me to close my eyes. The sensation creeps to every part of me. Why is it popping off like this? Crawling under my skin and draining me little by little of any strength. Before I know it, my hand is gripping the nearby door for support. The sudden nausea drowns out their voices and what little sound there is, all except for the whispers and laughters. Judging, mocking, taunting, muffled, inaudible words bearing down on me like a death sentence. They wrap around my neck and limbs, binds tightening with every syllable, every utterance, and with each draw of breath I take, they drag me down slowly, almost painfully, into a bottomless abyss. On and on and on, till the sounds turn into mere distant echoes, until suddenly it shatters.
Well, what are we waiting for? Are we done here?
Whew. What was that, dude? What was that? Like a shadow or a dark blur hovering over him. All of a sudden, like something took over him. And what was with the ghost at the end of Marianne's story changing into the blonde lady who used to own this house with the prince or whatever? I'm so confused, dude. Is the spirit of the prince taking over him? What is it? I'm so confused. She's not happy.
I hope that settles everything, Rose. I don't know what Isabel's problem is, but please make sure she doesn't hurt herself. Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Likewise, ma'am.
No shadows or dark clouds. Only amicable smiles and cordial handshakes, the usual pleasantries, as Miss Cooper leads them out the mansion like a graceful host. None of the group seems to have noticed it. Even as I force my breathing to calm down, keep my eyes trained on their backs and wait for something to happen, it doesn't come back. She returns a moment later.
Glad that was over.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a long day. I thought for sure we're going to... hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You look a bit green.
Your hair looks a bit green.
It's all good. I'm actually still recovering from a cold. Weather's been crazy lately.
That must be it. The weather, the stupid cold, and the friendly warnings I'm too stubborn to listen to. As much as I hate to admit it, Isabella's right. I was and still am a little feverish when she visited me at school this morning. The medicine helped, of course, but only some. Although it's not like I can't function, it did get better after lunch, and I was able to go through my schedule like the usual. Now I'm not so sure. However, I can't keep acting like I've been some sort of apparition when it's anything but. I simply must have listened too many times to Isabella last week. My fever-muddled mind has started to confuse things. If this doesn't let up, I just need another visit to my doctor, plain and simple. Though I do hope it won't get worse. We did promise to watch Zachary's film together.
I know what you mean. I've been complaining to Isabel. It doesn't seem to affect her much, though. Must be because she grew up in the tropics. Anyway, shall we? She's probably hanging out with the rest of the catering staff.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's there. She eats like 10 hungry men when she isn't feeling well. Lead the way.
Well, a small nod she gestures for me to follow. I do so without much thought, finally putting everything in the back of my mind. Jeez, how can you put that in the back of your...
And right after she was told to stay put. I mean, who does that? Oh, sod off! You don't own the road!
Oh geez, road rage. In the end, all Miss Cooper could give me were a string of apologies for my trouble and a request to let her know when I find Isabella. Damn it, woman! Where the hell did she go? Now we're gonna go watch the movie. This is where she shows us the letter. Sorry. Spoiler alert, but that's what happens in the first one. Just go back to my playlist and you'll see in the first one. There she is! I was there at the house!
I knew it.
Wasting no time, I march over their little group. Words filled with concern tumble out of my mind before I can stop myself.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness.
Becca, you're just in time.
An odd expression crosses her face as I hold it with both hands, but I ignore it in favor of getting a good look at her, forcing her to keep still and fix her gaze at me.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
Oh god.
How are you? Are you alright?
Why wouldn't I be?
I was at the house, you...
Rose called me earlier.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Then and there the whole conversation goes down as I've imagined. She dodges my hand when I reach for the back of her head, intending to check the said injury myself. Even makes a show of hiding behind Zachary just to avoid me. She's not hiding behind him, she's hiding in front of him, and that position is just a little bit awkward, don't you think? What's supposed to be a simple inquiry dissolves into a shameless game of tag. Right.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing...
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then.
I can't see your face, Zach, because her hair face is in your face.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Ooh, she's upset. Yet try as I might, the green-eyed monster easily rears its ugly head. Like it always does, every time his gaze lingers a second longer. Ooh, Ash. You don't even know, bruh. You don't even know. Every time he smiles in a manner far too gentle, far too sincere, whenever he thinks no one can see. Every time my mind suggests his words mean more than they should. Every small little thing. Despite what he says, despite his tone.
Look, you guys.
For all I know, it may just be the same kind of fondness born from friendship. Maybe I'm simply overthinking like he often tells me, or maybe there really is something there. But in his short display of impatience, I know the whole of it is just for show. After all, growing up together with him didn't teach me nothing about him.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either.
Yeah.
Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself.
That doesn't, make me feel better.
Is that good enough for you?
No.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Did you say something?
Me?
No,
nothing. Don't mind me.
A lie, obviously. What else can it be? Each and every smile, tiny effort to keep things as they are, or so I tell myself. Little do I know this is merely a preamble. I don't know. Yes, this is where she shows us the letter. Like a cheap Halloween prank, no matter how you look at it. And yet, despite how ludicrous it all is, Isabella stubbornly insists as if our whole life depends on acknowledging the truth in her story. Does she even realize how absurd she sounds now? Crivens, even my students wouldn't fall for this.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
She doesn't give me time to regret, nor think over my choice of words. From there it escalates, grows into an argument too petty even for our standards as adults. Before we know it, one after another, harsh, scathing words are being spoken.
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
But someone has to be patient in all this. And however much my own has already been frayed earlier, there's no one else. Who else here can deal with someone selfishly acting like a kid? Like every other time, it has to be me.
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Just like that, she cuts us off. Slams the door right on our faces while my own temper flares before I can stop it. Although it falters briefly at the hard expression on her. When she snatches the blasted paper from Ashton, I hold on to it. Regardless of how upset she appears, soured expression and balled fists, throwing a tantrum is simply unacceptable. For a grown woman at that. Words from it at the tip of my tongue ready. But before I can open my mouth and let all of it out, her feelings and mistakes be damned, Zachary raises a voice of his own.
Guys!
Yeah, this is when
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Zach! Zach is the man. He's the man.
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
Zach. You're too good at heart.
Alright, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
What the hell was that? What did she just grab now?
What was that for?
I'm really contemplating what kind of chick this chick is. Wait, what you grabbing?
Stop calling me a crybaby. I'm not one.
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it.
I envy her spirit, her warmth, her cheer, the shine in her eyes when she looks at the world. How everything seems to simply fall back to a pleasant, lively rhythm with her around. How easily and tightly she fits into our lives, even without bonds only long years could forge, like a lost piece of a puzzle, despite her jagged edges. How she draws people to her with ease. How Ashton, of all people, can be drawn to her.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
I make no effort keeping the bitterness from my tone. I let it seep, linger stiffly in the air as I avert my gaze from them. From their playful banter, their friendly teasing remarks, and Ashton's tender, affectionate smiles. Just tell the bra how you feel, man. Right. Dusk has already given way tonight when we leave the film fest. Unfortunately, it does nothing to improve my mood like I am hoping. Neither does the muggy air that greets us upon stepping back into the noisy streets. Too busy, too loud, too many people talking, taking what little space the sidewalk offers. It forces anyone to bump shoulders with those they barely know, let alone care about. On a normal evening, I probably wouldn't have minded the crowd, nor the humid weather. It's not like any of them are bothering anyone. And yet, even with what's admittedly a pleasant company, I can't bring myself to lighten up.
See you guys some other time.
Right.
Yeah. See ya. Zach did a pretty good job with his movie, didn't he? Even though Ash said he ran into some trouble late into filming. But I knew he had it in him. It's not like I didn't believe he couldn't do it. I mean, did you see his face after the credits roll? All those months he worked on this, and everything's finally...
You weren't even watching.
Only the first minutes. I watched the rest of it, I swear. Besides, Ashton was the one who wouldn't stop asking questions.
Well, why do we still need to talk about this then? I liked it. Ash liked it. You liked it. Shouldn't you be telling that to Zachary in person? I'm sure he'll appreciate it better than I ever will.
I know that, but maybe there's something you want to say? Zach had you check the scripts before he went through everything, didn't he? You also worked on it, even if it was only for a short time. So, maybe you want to...
I don't bother waiting for the rest. The moment I spot my car, I immediately make a quick beeline for it. Knowing her, this is merely another attempt at starting a conversation, just so we'll have something to fill the dead air, to replace the strained atmosphere we've somehow walked into. One thing, the very thing I'm not too keen to deal with at present. Behind me, Isabella also changes her pace to match mine, her soft strides growing brisk and uneven in order to catch up. A small part of me half expects she'll suddenly trip. She's not the clumsy sort, but there are definitely times when she can be the least coordinated person on the planet.
Becca, hey! Oh no. Wait for me!
Why should I? You're pissing me off.
Rebecca, slow down, will you? Your car's not going to leave without us.
The sooner we get on the road, the earlier we can get home. It's Friday, in case you didn't notice.
I know what day it is, but the traffic's not going to magically disappear, even if we go there right now.
I don't want to hear that from you. Didn't you used to complain how horrendous the traffic is back home for you?
Yeah? But that doesn't have anything to do with this, Becca.
Okay. What do you want to do then? Wait it out? Walk? I just want to go home, Isabella. If you want to stay out here longer, I won't stop you. But leave me out of it. I'm not up for any other foolish excursions tonight.
I wasn't thinking about an excursion. I want to go home too. It's already late. It's just that you've been in this prickly mood since earlier.
What do you think? I drove an hour to come and get you and you weren't there. And you're busy flirting with my boyfriend. Well, not my boyfriend, but the person that I was in love with, but still!
Are you really okay? Was it the cold?
Oh my god, stop blaming the cold. It's not the
Something
cold.
happened at school?
No.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Was it because of the letter? If it is, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause a scene. I did see something in the mansion, though. I wasn't lying about that.
Sometimes my patience can only be tried for so long. I'm not in the mood to talk. This cold caught up with me. I'm not in the mood to talk.
And during the open house, even if there were a lot of people around, there were weird things happening. I don't know if there was anyone else who noticed, but I heard things. I'm sure it wasn't because I fell down the stairs. Even before that, in the attic,
Will you give the sorting letter a rest already?
The effect is immediate. Abruptly, Isabella clamps her mouth shut. Hurt flickers across her face as she looks away and her shoulders droop, all before the thought of holding back on my tone or how she'll take every word crosses my mind. When the realization does hit after, a twinge of guilt washes over me at once. But with all that has already been said and done, what am I supposed to tell her then? That I'm someone who can be so easily unsettled by my own assumptions? That this stupid sulk has been brought upon by some equally stupid jealousy? That the simple glimpse of her and my childhood friend together infuriates a part of me? Or that I wish I've been in her place during those times instead? True or not, I owe her neither of those, and if anything, she's the last person I want to know about it.
Look here. I'm not in the mood for this kind of talk tonight. My head is aching and I'm tired. I don't want to hear about the dumb letter, or the mansion, or whatever it was you saw in the bloody attic. Just get in the car and we're going home.
Sorry. I won't mention it again.
If you're so worried about it, why don't you just throw the blasted thing away?
You make it sound so easy.
Because it is. Here, hand it over, and I'll do it for you. Might as well shred it up while we're at it.
I hold her hand out to her, though the gesture is without any expectations. She's nothing if not stubborn, and it isn't surprising when she turns the offer down with a swat of her hand.
Rebecca, just leave it alone, okay? I get it. You don't want anything to do with it.
Good. I hope that settles it.
Yeah, just forget I mentioned anything. I'll figure it out myself.
Damn, man, that was cold. That was cold as ice. Who's breathing like that? In my haste, I accidentally dislodge my mobile from its seat on the dashboard when I swipe on the screen. Soon I'm scrambling blindly for it with my other hand, while keeping a steady eye on the road ahead. Rose. That's right! I think it's at this night that Rose actually dies. Although muffled heavily by the surface, I recognize the person on the other line.
Hello? Miss Cooper?
Oh, you're still awake. Evening. I hope I didn't disturb you or anything. I know it's a bit late. Sorry about that. I just want to check on you and Isabella. That girl's still not answering her mobile. Were you able to meet up with her?
Yes. She's with me. We're on our way home.
Hello? What was that again? I can't hear you properly.
Sorry. Let me just fix this dumb phone.
My hand stops dead for a moment. I spare the device a brief glance, waiting. Seconds pass. Nothing happens though. Frankly, I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but the lines of my mouth form into a frown regardless.
Miss Cooper?
Yes, still here.
Did you say something?
Just that I didn't get the last part. What were you saying again?
Why is she static, man?
No, I thought you... Never mind. Must be the signal acting up.
Help me.
Come again?
What?
Is everything alright over there?
Certainly. Is something wrong? What wouldn't? Okay, you seem to be busy. If this is a good time, I can just call you back some,
That's her voice, man.
Miss Cooper? Rose? Hey, Rose! Are you still there?
Rose! That's her voice! It's not the scary ghost voice! Whoa! What the hell? Her face, dude! Look at her face. It's not like scary. It's like she's like afraid. Time slows to a crawl. Looking up is a mistake. The first thing I see is its face, a ghastly shade, every inch battered, bruised and bloodied. Even in the darkness and the world passing by in a blur of lights outside, I can still make out the wounds. Blood still oozes from it, little trails of crimson running down its face, glistening under what little light there is. But it is the gleam in its eye that catches mine. The quiet plea, the anguish, and the desperation, more than its hideous features and the awful stench of gore now soaking the air. And try as I might, I can't bring myself to look away, even as its lips contort into a horrific smile. No! Why? I was just about to feel sorry for you!
Rebecca! Car! Eyes on the road!
Against everything I've been taught, and I've constantly reminded myself, I close my eyes. It's a brief moment, a short vivid second of muscle memory and instinct completely taking over. And if I didn't allow it, if my words didn't move, if my hands didn't move or my feet didn't hit the brakes in that exact second, I might have... Isabella and I might have... No, I shake the notion away before I lose myself in it. Right now it's an ugly line of thought I refuse to venture into. Not when breathing is a struggle and every ounce of strength has been totally drained from my body. We're alive. We're safe. That's all that matters. And it's not her face that I look for when I finally open my eyes. All gone. I expected stains, little telling marks, and creases over the covers to show me where it sat not a second ago. But whatever it is, it left not a single trace. And though courage is a hard thing to gather at this point, I take what little of it remains in me and turns towards the back seat. Even then, there's none. Or was there really something in there in the first place? With how empty it is, I'm beginning to doubt the stupid flu again. It's not the flu! Alright, you guys, I think I'm gonna leave the episode there. If you liked it and enjoyed it, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And leave me some suggestions as well if you want to see any other horror games, you know. Things are really pumping up. It really popped off for Rebecca. And the thing is that I wanted to talk about earlier, before the ghost popped up, like I say, is Rebecca was feeling the tension from the house before she saw the letter. So is it that it can haunt anyone, or is it because Bella saw the letter first, and because they're friends they have a connection? I don't know, but for some reason there was that look of fear and anguish in that ghost's face in the car, and it was almost like she wanted help, but then she just went to her malevolent, evil self again. So I don't know what's going on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys next time. Until then, have an awesome day or night in the gaming world.